CryptoTrader is proudly brought to you by eToro. Discover a simpler way to trade and invest in cryptocurrencies and more.
Our Crypto Trader World Tour continues this week from the island of Taiwan, home to over 25 million people and a bastion for democracy across Asia. This island broke away from mainland China communist rule and became one of the 4 Asian tigers, a hub for economic innovation. We're here for the 2018 Asia Blockchain Summit, where there's an unprecedented mix of government officials, blockchain startups, and investors. The big question this week is whether the Taiwanese government can embrace the blockchain technology and lead the way for the rest of the region to fall in line. Stay tuned. Our first stop is the Taiwan Legislature offices, where we're here to meet the world's first crypto congressman. Hi, how are you?
Welcome, good.
I'm here for Jason.
Oh, this way.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
You must be Crypto Congressman Jason.
Here I am.
You're pushing for favorable regulation on blockchain here.
Exactly. I am pushing for legislation that is conducive for blockchain and crypto exchange.
So what can we expect at the conference?
We've been preparing for this Asia Blockchain Summit for the last 3 months, and we are expecting 2,500 people,
That sounds
really from all over the world. 120 speakers from 30 countries, and we have presented a group of local blockchain company, local heroes. So it's really truly the first global blockchain event coming out of Taipei.
Let's go take a look.
Let's go. So I want to show you one last thing before we leave.
What are you showing me?
Ray, I want to show you a crypto wall of fame.
Wow. So who's the top guy?
This one is Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin. And we have CZ Zhao from Binance. And this one is obviously the one and only Vitalik Buterin. Ray, will I have the pleasure of having you sign on this wall?
It would be my honor.
Here we go. Very cool. Let's go to Summit, shall we?
Let's go.
For the past 2 years, I have been working and advocating an open, progressive, and fair environment for blockchain and cryptocurrency. Therefore, in June this year, I launched Taiwan Blockchain Self-Regulatory Organization as a way to work with the government. I also launched Parliamentary Coalition for Blockchain. Taiwan can lead a breakthrough in developing itself to become a blockchain island and a crypto nation. Welcome to a wonderful future. It's a privilege to be alive and to have a front seat to the revolution of our times. Thank you very much. Here's to a great ABS.
So you're a congressman here in Taiwan, and
I'm a legislator and a member of parliament.
and your task is to legislate crypto in Taiwan?
Well, my task is literally remove any legal barriers for technology and innovation. And obviously, blockchain and cryptocurrency being at the center of it. Yeah, definitely, we're trying to create progressive and friendly legislations for blockchain and crypto.
Now, where do you stand today? As it stands today, what are the legislations around crypto in Taiwan?
Yeah, basically, we look at crypto in a very light touch manner. So our regulators don't really regulate it, but we try to allow the industry and ecosystem to grow. And I also set up a self-regulatory organization for the startups and the companies to come together to self-regulate. It is my belief that the government and regulators must evolve as the technology evolves. So right now, we welcome ICO to Taiwan. It is my belief that we can turn Taiwan into an ICO trading hub.
So self-regulation, the concept of self-regulation, you seem to believe that the concept of self-regulation could work.
Yeah, basically we're looking at different models. For example, the Malta model, where it's just completely open and anyone can go and just open a bank and a segregated account, and the exchange can go. We also look at the Japan model, where it's highly regulated and it's a little bit about just too strongly regulated. But Taiwan, I believe we should position ourselves as a tech hub for blockchain.
As a regulator, what are the steps that you follow?
Yeah, so we needed to first of all define what asset class the crypto is. Right now we treat it as a virtual commodity or virtual assets, and we also need to figure out the taxation and how to tax exchanges and the profit made off of the trading. But we also ensure the consumers' data and their security and their money with risk involved is protected.
Do you believe that crypto can be a savior for Taiwan, that you could create a Silicon Valley here on this island?
Yeah, absolutely. I have this notion of creating Taiwan as a blockchain island and crypto nation. Taiwan has great talent pool, great engineers, and also we have solid hardware and software integration. On the blockchain side, we will be coming out and announcing with policies that will connect blockchain to different sectors, from public governance to agriculture to medical to voting even. So I think there's a lot we can do to make that happen.
Now you've got viewers from the crypto community all around the world watching you today. If you had a message for them about Taiwan, what's your message?
So what we really like to do is to put a calling out there to invite all blockchain and crypto companies to come to Taiwan to explore business opportunities. And also one more thing, I also wanted to share with the world that we are studying the possibility of issuing national Taiwan digital currency. And I think with this national digital currency, I think we'll be able to do a lot of things with it.
This may become the next crypto hub. If you want more information, I'm on Twitter at CryptoManRun, and a reminder that if you are watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button now. Thank you very much. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
And it's great to see that legislators have such an open-minded and innovative approach. And I wish you all the best of luck in making Taiwan a crypto empire.
But Taiwan is very good in the sense that it's not so much what the regulation is today. Taiwan has a very large talent pool, so that's why Binance is kind of very interested in Taiwan, not only for the regulatory competitiveness, but we also look at the tech talent. So I would welcome everybody to Taiwan. I think Taiwan is a hub for innovation, for blockchain innovation in Asia. So I would encourage everyone to come here and explore this island.
Some call him the most powerful man in crypto. We think he may be one of the most powerful people today in the entire world. Changpeng Zhao is the founder of Binance, and he's with me in a special edition of Crypto Trader. CZ, so good to have you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you announced it's a big anniversary today. What is the anniversary that you guys are celebrating today?
So last year on this day, July 2nd, we finished our ICO. So we raised $15 million worth of cryptos on our hands.
A year later, you've taken the $15 million, and today it's $1.5 billion. And you're buying back the tokens.
Yes.
Why are you buying back the tokens?
So yes, so basically a year ago, we sold half of our tokens half of our total supply. And as part of our white paper, our promise is to use 20% of our profits each quarter, buy them back, and then burn them. So now we're buying them back at 100x price. So a year ago, if you paid me $1, now we're giving you $100. Buy them back.
So you got a lot of people smiling.
Yes.
So let's go back a little bit. When did you start Binance, and what made you start Binance?
Right. So actually, this idea is kind of old. Even as early as 2013, when I first learned about crypto, I thought about this two types of exchanges where you can have crypto to crypto, and that's kind of a complete island. And then you have the fiat to crypto. So in 2013, we wanted to do it, and we said too early. 2015, when I left OKCoin, I wanted to do it, but we looked at the market. At that time, Poloniex was there, but we said it was still too early. The volume is quite small. And 2017, we took a look. We said, oh, the market is pretty big. We got to do it. So it's not a new idea. We've been thinking about it for quite a while. It's just the timing of it. We decided to do it in 2017.
Well, they say timing is everything, and I guess you're living proof that timing is everything. What do you think were the biggest factors in your success?
Oh, I think timing is a very, very big factor. I think luck is a very big factor, to be honest, for any successful people or person or company. But at the same time, I think people think of Binance as 1 year, but it's really 20 years for us.
So you've been thinking about exchanges and working in exchanges, financial exchanges for the last 20 years?
Me personally, yes, and more than half of my core team have been with me for 10 years, have been working with me for 10 years in the trading space. And even before Binance, for the last 2 years before Binance, we were developing trading systems, exchange systems. So we had a product ready even before Binance. So Binance is kind of new, but we had the systems ready, we had a team, and then we didn't have customer support, we didn't have marketing, but we added those two pieces as part of Binance, but quite a lot of it was done before. So we had a lot of preparation, and we worked really, really hard.
And in 1 year, you became what is the biggest exchange today, and it's made you one of the most powerful people in crypto. Why do you think people came to Binance as opposed to the other exchanges? What was it about Binance that attracted everyone to Binance?
So I think there's a couple of different angles. On one part is a more fundamental part, which is you got to have a good product, good service. I think our service is okay. To be honest, it's not perfect. I really want to improve it, but I think in the industry we're kind of good compared to others. But I think the other big part is your ethical, your behavior. So there's a lot of dodgy stuff that goes on in the crypto space. We want to be the most ethical, most powerful exchange. So that's our philosophy. We really want to protect users. We actually don't say that a lot publicly, but people understand it. People are smart. So people tell other people we're a good exchange.
We actually use our power. We have a lot of responsibility. We have to use our power very carefully. We're very careful about the projects we support, because whichever one we say we support, everybody rushes in. We bear the responsibility.
Now, how big is the operation today? How many people work at Binance today?
So today, I think we're under 250 people. I think we're 238, 39 people, the total team size. Compared to other exchanges, I think most of the other exchanges in the top 10 are more than 1,000 people. So we have a very small team.
So you arguably are now the #1 exchange in the world. What's your strategy going forward?
So I think basically crypto is just the beginning. We're just at the beginning of the crypto space. There's a lot more coins coming out. There's a lot of stuff there's a lot of good projects. So I think as an exchange, we're the liquidity provider. If you think about cryptocurrency, the blood of the economy, we're the heart. We're pumping the blood, right? So we're making everything circulate. So I think our job is to identify good projects, help them. And so this is why we have the Binance Labs, which invest in earlier stage projects. We have Launchpad, which is an ICO platform. We haven't really used it too much because we're too busy with exchange. So we want to push that. We also have a lot of social responsibility. So we now have a Binance Charity Foundation. We have made a few donations in Africa already. So there's a lot of stuff, and also Binance Academy, which is a research arm for Binance, and also Binance Info, which is an information distribution platform. So all of those stuff, I'm actually not too involved. I'm only involved on the exchange part because that's the only thing I know how to do. I want to hire the best people to run those other branches or departments, and I just do what I do best.
Now, you talk about all using Binance Coin, and there was news earlier this year that you guys are launching a decentralized exchange. Yes. What's the logic of launching a decentralized exchange if you are the biggest centralized exchange?
Right, so I believe that decentralized exchange is the future. I don't know when that future will come here yet. So again, I think we're at the early stage for that. So I don't know if it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I don't know, but we got to be ready for it. So we're now actively investing our efforts, our time into it. We have a dedicated team working on this. I'm hoping to see a prototype within a couple months.
So do you see the decentralized exchange eventually eliminating the current centralized exchange?
I think this depends on what time frame you're looking at. If you're talking about 5 to 10 years, I think yeah.
And is this because of security issues and hack issues, or is it a much bigger thing?
I think it's a much bigger thing. I think centralized exchanges right now have much higher efficiency, so much higher trading volume, And that actually today, I think Binance is probably more secure than decentralized exchanges. I think that's a misconception for people. But decentralized exchanges will give you more freedom, right? So you can be more anonymous in terms of your trading. You don't have to hold your assets on the exchange. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's safer for you. You just think you have more control, right? The performance of decentralized exchanges will always be slower than centralized ones, because if you have 1,000 computers synchronizing with each other versus one computer that just processes it and we're done with it, the decentralized one will be slower. But once they're fast enough, I think many of the volume may over. But I think that's going to take a couple of years.
I want to segue a little bit because I know our viewers are watching this and they're saying, I want to get my coin listed on Binance. I was watching you walking, and every 2 minutes someone comes up to you and says, will you list my coin on Binance? What's the process? Who decides? How do you make those decisions?
Right. So I'm actually no longer involved in those decisions at all. We have a team, which is called a research team. There's only one way to submit listings. But the guys coming up to me and telling me, hey, explaining a project to me, that's nothing. There's nothing I can decide in like 1 minute, 2 minutes, even one day. In order to learn about a project, you got to look at the white paper, read it, understand it, play with the products, research the community, look at the source code on GitHub, look at the community reviews on Reddit. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But fundamentally, we look for three things. We look for a good team, ideally a team with history. Team with ability, it's kind of hard to tell if they're going to do the right thing or wrong thing, but team with a good history tends to carry on. And we look for products. So if you just have a concept, it's good, but I think Binance is kind of slowly no longer listing concept coins. We're too big. If you just have a concept, you can list on a smaller exchange first, and we can monitor the performance if you.
So you actually want the product to be working?
Yes, and not only that, we want the product to have users. So that's the third thing. So we actually check how many users you have. So we don't publish any hard standards. So for example, you have to have like say 10,000 users in Telegram, because if we say that, people are just going to incentivize people to join the Telegram group.
Or buy Telegram groups, which are existing.
Yes. So we don't publish any hard metrics, but fundamentally, if you have a good project, we will list it, right? And we don't allow we don't have a contact person for you to talk to, because for any people come up to me and say, hey, CZ, I'll give you $20 million to list my coin. I'm like, I don't need that money, thank you.
Well, that brings me to my next question. There have been allegations that exchanges charge exorbitant listing fees. We've heard in some cases that it's $5 million per trading pair. Does Binance charge listing fees?
So we do, but what we do is that we don't negotiate, and we don't ask for a price. The project team, when they submit the application, they tell us what they want to pay, and you can say zero, which we will accept. And we have listed coins that said zero.
But is it a case that if I tell you that I want to pay $1 million, that I have a better chance of being listed on Binance?
Actually, so there's a sweet spot of the money you pay. We actually, like, if it's too high, we actually get worried. If you want to pay us like $20 million US, it's like, who would want to pay us $20 million? Who would be that eager to list a coin? Yeah. Most likely some scam, right? So too high is actually not too good. There's a sweet spot somewhere. Zero is okay too. We list a few coins that said zero, and because they're great projects, we list them. So it's a free market. I wouldn't say where the sweet spot is, but it's not that high. We list coins for fairly low fees.
Do you see other exchanges as competition? And if yes, which exchanges worry you?
So I actually never view the other exchanges as competition, because we don't compete with them. A lot of them wrongly view us as competition. But if you look at our strategy, when they're doing like fiat exchanges, we are doing crypto to crypto. When they follow us doing crypto to crypto, we're going to Africa. So we go to Malta. I think a lot of people probably doesn't know Malta. A lot of people in the crypto space only know Malta because of us. Right?
So what was the logic of going to Malta? Was it because of tax reasons, or were there bigger reasons for you guys to go to Malta?
I think the reasons are very simple. We interacted with the government a couple months before that. They were really progressive. It's the people, right? So the regulators there, even though the law is still being shaped, the regulators they understand crypto, they understand blockchain. They're good people. They're pro-business, pro-innovation.
CZ, if we speak to you again in 5 years' time, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to be remembered for?
So I want to be remembered as the guy who helped the world adopt crypto. So I just want to be remembered as CZ helped a little bit.
Now, why is crypto so important? Why do you want to be remembered as the guy that helped the world adopt crypto? Why is crypto so important to you?
It's the freedom. It's the increase in freedom. If you look at throughout human history, every time there's an increase in freedom, the world changes for the better. Yes. The mass gets better, like the freedom of slavery, the freedom of press, freedom of speech, and the freedom of knowledge, data, internet. Every time there's an increase in freedom, people's lives become better. So I think right now we're witnessing the freedom of investments, freedom of transactions, and freedom of money. So I think this will help people's lives tremendously. And I just want to help a little bit.
Now we're here in Taiwan. Do you like the Taiwanese approach? Do you think that they have a chance of becoming a blockchain hub, something like a Malta?
I absolutely think so. I think Taiwan moved slower than some of the other islands, but slower is not necessarily bad because we're still in the very early stages. I think Taiwan has the potential to get there. I think you can see that the regulators come to this conference, they make speeches, they welcome me to visit them, they welcome us. We went there, have a meeting with them, took a bunch of photos. We never published that because we didn't want to cause any misunderstandings. They're totally cool. So I think I'm very confident.
CZ, it's been amazing to have you on Crypto Trader. Such an honor.
Thank you very much.
Keep up the good fight and go get the adoption.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's CZ from Binance, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. He's a man on a mission and very, very humble indeed. What a pleasure to have him on the show. Just a reminder that if you are watching us on YouTube, now is a great time to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at CryptoManRun. So do you think Taiwan will be the center of the Asian blockchain scene?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it has a very good chance.
Man, that's a very good question, and the answer is yes.
What makes you say that?
Taiwan is a very special place, and it's the heart of Asia, and we have the best engineers, and we did really well with hardware as well, so we have everything we need.
The regulatory level, the government is very open.
Taiwan will be one of the hubs for blockchain. I don't know if it'll be the only one.
Which other places will serve as hubs?
Singapore will for sure.
I actually have confidence, but I have greater confidence for Singapore.
As a blockchain developer, we are looking forward to see what happened in Taiwan.
Now, do you think Taiwan can become an Asian hub for blockchain development?
I truly believe in this.
Of course, I mean, it can be a crypto haven like Malta, for example, now in Europe, right? So why not?
When you compare regulations here in Taipei to regulations in the USA, what kind of feeling do you get?
I think people are more open to regulations here. The U.S. still is behind on the trend. They aren't ready yet. They don't understand really what's even going on in the cryptocurrency realm. They're not as open to it yet, and they've got some time to catch up.
Taiwan maybe can become the next crypto island.
I think there's definitely a good potential here. I think that the developers are here, and then the government seems pretty open-minded, especially Jason leading the charge. So I'm pretty optimistic about Taiwan's future here.
I mean, it's a democratic city, and it's an island, so it makes a lot of sense. And there's a really small, well-connected population here. But we haven't visited the rest of Asia yet, so it could also be Korea, which has the most active traders. It could be Japan, which has a really robust scene as well. But the politicians in this market, in this country, are trying to make it so. So I can't see why it wouldn't happen.
I think that Taiwan's history as a beacon for freedom and democracy in Asia makes it very likely that a lot of really fun innovation in decentralization will take place here.
Alex, what's the significance of us being here in Taiwan talking crypto and blockchain?
Well, for me, Taiwan is a leader, not for any particular economic reason, but because it's a free country. It's a beacon of democracy in a region beset by authoritarianism and corruption. And what we've seen with the Taiwanese leadership is they've determined that there's a beauty in distributing power, in creating a system where where one person doesn't own the country. They have a democracy here with a free press, with an independent judiciary, with an independent legislature, and that's a beautiful thing. So when we look at computer science, not just political science, but we look at computer science, we look at Bitcoin, and we look at something that has started this entire cryptocurrency craze, but really at its roots is something that no one person owns, and that it is distributed, and that it is almost democratic. It's got a lot of similarities with Taiwan.
Now, what's happening on the other side of the border in China? Horror stories of the government creating scores. Tell me the story.
Yeah, well, in the same way that in Taiwan there are checks and balances against what the government can do to you because it's a democracy, in China there are no checks and balances, right? So what the government has been able to do is use a mixture of big data and machine learning to create technological solutions to crush dissent. So they're sucking up everything that you own, all of your data, all of your conversations, all your behavior into a giant surveillance cloud, and then they're turning you into a number. It's called a social citizen score. Essentially, by 2020, they want to control every citizen and have that person be tracked on a number.
Is this official? I mean, is the Chinese government, have they announced that this is what they're doing in the background?
Yeah, so in 2014, they actually came out with a public plan that said by 2020, we want to have everybody under total control. Some people are ranged between 350 and 950, other people all start at 1,000. But what it ends up being is that people who criticize the government get low scores and can't get basic services and goods, and good citizens, top citizens, get extra perks and bonuses.
So in that context, why is cryptocurrency so exciting?
So it's not just your data that the Chinese government is sucking up. It wants to control your money, right? So today you do that with a WeChat scanner, with a QR code. The government can see every single thing that you do, right? So the idea of Bitcoin coming into play and other cryptocurrencies that are decentralized, and the fact that these systems can't be controlled by the government, and some of them can even be hidden from the government, is very powerful stuff.
Let's talk about Venezuela for a second. There's a little bit of a war going on in Venezuela. What's going on?
Well, I like to call it the world's first crypto war, and unfortunately I think you're going to see it spread. I mean, what's happening is that in Venezuela, the currency has been destroyed by hyperinflation, by a government that has extremely bad economic policy. Okay, so what people started to do in Venezuela was store their value in Bitcoin. Now, what the government decided to do was they were cut off by sanctions, and they're starting to get cut off from the world because of their atrocious behavior that they show towards their citizens. So they decided to launch an ICO, a national ICO called the Petro, and China and Russia bankrolled that ICO. So they raised several $100 million for the Petro. So you've got a government trying to survive through a centralized cryptocurrency, and you've got the people trying to store their value in a decentralized one. And this is sort of the world's first crypto war.
And who's going to win?
Well, I hope the people will win, but that really depends on the kind of people at this conference. So the people who are developing blockchain and cryptocurrency, I think more of them should be spent on developing Bitcoin itself and scaling Bitcoin itself, because there's so many people out there using Bitcoin where it's kind of a life and death scenario. I mean, you live in Venezuela, and 5 years ago, you either kept your bolivars and now have nothing, or you bought Bitcoin and now you can feed your family. It's a big deal. So I would love to see people scale this and figure out how to get Bitcoin and its different variants into the hands of more people.
Alex, thank you very much.
You are a trading master. You see trading opportunities where others see coincidences. Charts and patterns are everywhere. You can run with the bulls or be at one with the bears. So don't waste another pip and take your talents to eToro. See why so many top traders choose us as their main trading platform. Start trading on eToro today.
Korea being one of the dominant liquidity providers, and China with very innovative ideas, but understanding of each market and their trend are becoming more and more important.
We continue our coverage from the 2018 Asia Blockchain Summit, speaking about the biggest trends in 2018, and joining me fresh off the stage is Sinhae Lee, who's one of the partners of GBIC Capital. Sinhae, nice to have you on stage.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Who is GBIC Capital?
Yeah, so GBIC is a global crypto fund based in US, China, and Korea. And one of our strengths is we not only do invest in projects, but we help them to accelerate in the global market. So for example, we have invested in many projects, actually over 40 projects, including Argo, Libra Credit, Exim Chain, Thunder, Oasis, Perlin.
So really all the A-grade projects?
Yes, that's the answer.
And you invest in them and you incubate them?
Yeah, so we think that acceleration means marketing, PR, community management. We think that help this project to get into the market in US, China, and Korea. is the key success factor for this project.
So making them truly international.
Exactly.
Now, GBIC, how big is the fund and how many people work there?
Yeah, so we have 6 partners and it's about 100 million crypto fund. But we do have over 40 employees who are working on the acceleration of the project. And then we got invested by Sequoia China. And this is a consulting arm to help our project to go global.
Now, you got off the stage a few minutes ago and you spoke about the biggest trends in 2018. What are the biggest trends that you're seeing?
Yeah, so I think every market, each region is playing its own important role in this crypto market. So for example, about 35% of the funded blockchain projects are based in the United States. And we also see another trend of traditional VCs in Silicon Valley are trying to get into the crypto. So I spent last 7 years in Silicon Valley. I know that at least 7 or 8 out of 10 traditional VCs are trying to get into this space.
People like Sequoia, Andreessen Horowitz,
Union Square Ventures, and etc.
They've seen the light and they're coming to crypto. Now, are they investing themselves or are they investing into funds?
So there are 3 different ways that they are trying to expose to the crypto market. Number 1 is they are trying to change their LP agreement so that they can do the token investment with their existing fund. The second way is they are trying to build their own crypto fund under their name. Number 3 is they are investing in the crypto fund. For example, Andreessen Horowitz invests in Polychain so that they can have the secondary exposure to the market. And another trend is reverse ICO.
And that's coming out of Korea. Korea is leading the reverse ICO space.
Yeah.
Now, for some of our viewers who are watching this and saying, what the hell is a reverse ICO? What is a reverse ICO?
For example, Libra Credit is a lending platform on top of blockchain, but it's coming from about 200 persons fintech startup based in China called Mo9. And they are integrating blockchain technology with their lending
platform. So it's an existing business and they're now putting on a blockchain level and they call that a reverse ICO. Now, you've been around the whole world, you've seen trends around the whole world. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Your 3 favorite projects today, who are they?
So we are currently incubating a project called Argo, AERGO. And this is the public blockchain from leveraging the technology from a company called Blocko. And Blocko is #1 private blockchain company based in Korea, have over 70% of market share. They have served big names like Samsung and Shinhan Financial Institution and etc. in Korea.
So that's Argo, that's your #1.
Yes.
Your #2?
My #2 is Libra Credit. I'm very excited because again, the team is very strong. They are coming from the traditional finance background. A lot of executives are coming from PayPal, and they've seen how blockchain can really take the financial services to the next level.
So existing business, strong team, and now putting the blockchain on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. You've got 1 more. What's it going to be?
Exim Chain.
Exim Chain.
Yes.
Why do you like Exim Chain?
So unlike many other ICO, the team has been working in the technology from 2014 from the MIT lab. And they are about to launch their mainnet. And not many projects have launched their mainnet, right? So I'm really excited about Exim Chain because supply chain management is one of the areas that the blockchain can really disrupt and revolutionize the industry.
So you're talking about Exim Chain, you're talking about Libra Credit, and you're talking about Argo.
Yes.
We're going to call you out on those. It's been such a pleasure having you on our show.
Very nice to meet you.
And last but not least, let me introduce all of the co-founders and CEO of today.
So I'll take this opportunity to thank everybody for coming into Taipei City. Thank you for coming here It is my pleasure to do this, to really bring forward blockchain and cryptocurrency and fintech. This is the moment. We are going to transform Taiwan!
It's been an eventful couple of days in Taiwan at the 2018 Asia Blockchain Summit. With me, I've got one of the organizers, Andrew Fay. Andrew, welcome to Crypto Trader.
Thank you, Ryan.
Is crypto a big thing here in Taiwan?
I think crypto is starting to gain a lot of momentum, as we observed. I came back last July, and we were at a little coffee shop of 5 people. Now we have a big conference of 2,000 people attending. This just kind of identifies how the momentum and trend we're going to heading towards in entire Taiwan, and it's a lot of excitement right now.
So 2,000 people here. Who are these people? Are they projects? Are they investors? Are they legislators? Who's here?
So we invite a lot of people from the government entities and also from quite a lot of regulators as well. And then as you see, Jason invited a lot of legislators to come. So it was like a really focus on regulation and have extended to other discussion. And there are a lot of blockchain enthusiasts and people trying to learn more blockchain.
Now, how instrumental is super crypto congressman Jason in the development of the Taiwan blockchain scene?
Wow. Jason has been helping a lot of startups of all sorts, and he's been paying huge attention of his time on helping blockchain and cryptocurrency initiatives to really branch out of a better future here in Taiwan.
What do you think of crypto congressman Jason?
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he's helping Taiwan industry a lot.
We admire his courage.
He's a superstar.
I think he's going to help Taiwan to have a very big progress in blockchain technology.
From the US, we don't have anyone like him there.
Yeah, I think he's awesome.
And the fact that a politician is so outspoken and willing to be publicly speaking about this issue, I think it will go down in history.
I'm a huge fan. I see so few people in legislation who have the ability and the courage to sort of take this very positive stance.
Do you think we need more regulators like Jason?
Definitely.
I wish crypto congressman Jason was actually a congressman in America. His stance on crypto should be globally accepted.
Boom, money, thank you guys. But can he actually get the laws drafted and approved? Is he the man?
I think he can get the movement started, and that's what's really most important. Even if you get the regulations drafted, through lobbying efforts, that's not gonna jumpstart a spirit of cryptocurrency and blockchain in Taiwan. The only way to do it is more grassroots approach, and just what Jason's been doing, starting conferences, meetup groups, and just supporting entrepreneurs, just jumping on blockchain and just immerse themselves into this new technology.
So, Crypto Taiwan, if we were to take a drive in the city, where would we go? What would we see?
I think the first place you're going to see will be Jason Chu's office at the parliament, and then you'll kind of get a feel about all the people that he's been in touch with. Vitalik visited the office, CZ visited the office, and Charlie Lee visited the office. It symbolizes the starting point of Taiwan in terms of blockchain.
So our guide here, Andrew, is going to take us on an exclusive tour of Crypto Taiwan.
Welcome to my office.
So good to see you.
This is our Taiwan office.
The UpLive offices in Taiwan.
Yes, this is where we run all of our Taiwan operations for UpLive as well as Gifto.
It's quite a big operation. What are these people doing?
So they're responsible for our entire Taiwan market for UpLive and Gifto. So broadcaster management, marketing operations, so on and so forth. So for example, here we have broadcasters live at all times across the week. So we're monitoring, watching, and always improving our experience over here.
So he's monitoring a broadcaster now?
Yeah, managing, talking with them. And of course, as part of Gifto, we're creating our first local Taiwan media channel for crypto. It's called Crypto Girls, and she's educating our users about crypto. In Chinese, of course.
What an impressive operation.
Thank you.
Let's go through to the studio.
Sounds good. We actually film our weekly live video show.
So you got a real studio going on here.
Yes, we are a video company.
Probably better than my studio. Andy, I must tell you, it's very rare for me to have a token on my show more than once. And we last spoke to you when you did the Gifto ICO a while back. But after watching you speak at the conference, We have to get you back on again.
Well, thank you so much for having me again.
So, just for our viewers who don't know what Gifto is, take us back to the story
Yes.
of what how Gifto came about.
So Gifto is actually a unique project, and our main product, as you can see around us, is UpLive. It's one of the largest and fast-growing live streaming apps around the world. About 40 million users by now.
So when you say a live streaming app, you mean that I can take the phone, put it in front of me, and stream, basically?
You can stream, just like the old days when we had Periscope, Meerkat, remember that? But here, we add something that's very important, monetization. So in any media, the monetization right now is still mostly ads, right, or sponsorships. In our live streaming, we add virtual gifts. So if you're live streaming, right, someone can send you a virtual helicopter, or virtual car, or virtual houses that cost real money as appreciation for your content, right then and there. And you can interact with them at the same time as well. So it's a dual process, so the dual way of sending appreciation at the same time helping to monetize.
Gifto protocol is based on our successful experience running our flagship product, UpLive. In UpLive, users can buy thousands of awesome virtual gifts for broadcasters, like virtual unicorns and Lamborghinis.
Okay, so in comes the blockchain. How does the blockchain change your business model?
As you know, I used to run Zynga in China. Yes. So I've been building games for the last 10 years. But my broadcasters have been complaining to me for a long time. Say, hey, I have maybe 50,000, 100,000 fans, which is great for a influencer, but it's nothing for advertisers, right? Yeah. So they get 0 for. So they ask me, how can I get gifts on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram as well? So we actually developed a web-based virtual gifting solution where they can post a link, just like a donation link, right? And those gifts are ERC 721 tokens. So they can take the gifts any way they want.
It sounds too good to be true.
Yes.
And last night when we went to the Gifto party,
that's right. Yes.
We saw these people just broadcasting.
That's
it was incredible.
Yes.
And I was watching this, and they were getting gifts, and they were getting gifts, and they were getting gifts.
Yes.
Now, those broadcasters, how much money can they make?
So they broadcast an hour or two a day, right? So it's a part-time job. The best broadcaster can make up to $50,000 a month.
$50,000 a month?
Yes.
I want to see how it works.
As you can see, we have thousands of broadcasters streaming live as we speak. So let's take one of them.
These channels are all live?
All live. So we can switch over to any channel possible. So this is one of our broadcasters.
Do you mind if I send her a gift?
Absolutely, yes.
I'm going to, given the fact that it's the World Cup, I'm going to send a little World Cup trophy.
Yeah.
And she just got a football trophy from me, a World Cup football trophy.
Exactly. With 15 Giftos.
She's getting a lot of gifts.
Yes, she'll be very happy.
It looks like it's seamless.
Yes, that's the way it should be, right? Crypto should not be this hard thing that only people with engineering or finance background can understand. It should be any mass user can enjoy the benefit.
I'm going to challenge you on your token economics.
Yes.
What creates scarcity in the token?
Token is very simple, right? If you actually watch this concept measures that was burning, staking, so on and so forth for normal tokens, yes. For us, you will never ever be able to use exactly all your token to buy virtual items, right?
So you'll always have some in your wallet.
It's in the game space called a residual balance. You have I have 1 million users, that's 50 million tokens that will never circulate.
Wow.
Natural holding.
Sounds amazing. What happens next?
So we've actually have just announced that our first crypto game on Telegram.
Show me the Telegram game.
Okay, so as you know, blockchain games started last year in December with CryptoKitties, right?
Yes.
Right now they're all playable on PC, but what do we do with most of our time? We're on mobile. And let's launch it. It's called Giftomon. So as you can see, the game is fully playable within a Telegram. And you can play with your friends and have all your monsters, your items, everything on-chain as well.
Is Telegram gaming a new thing?
I think it's fairly new. We're starting up. I think it'll be huge. Because remember, I used to work at Zynga. Yeah. Zynga made huge games on Facebook before. I see Telegram has the same potential as Facebook back in the day.
Isn't that the holy grail of using crypto without actually knowing that it's crypto?
I think that's exactly where the next phase is, right? Crypto is in the early phase right now. It's all the frenzy about people buying and then trading crypto. But we're actually going to get put into real use by mass users who don't understand blockchain and technology. They just need to enjoy the benefits of it. And we enlarge the pie for everyone.
Andy sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's always good to speak to you, my friend, and we'll chat to you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming,
Thank
Crypto Trader. Taiwan has always been known for its hardware technology manufacturing capabilities, and in the blockchain revolution it should be no different. We're here visiting a company called CoolBIT, which is manufacturing a cool hardware wallet. Let's go take a look. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you, Rand?
Are these your new offices?
Yes, this is our new office.
Looks pretty cool, looks like a real startup.
Yeah, we just moved in this year.
It looks amazing, and there are wallets over here I can see. What's that?
It's a wrapping machine.
Oh, it's the packaging machine.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks impressive, man.
Glad you like it.
It really is a very impressive operation.
We keep everything cool.
Are we going to sit here?
Yes, we're going to sit here.
Awesome.
This is our marketing manager, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Nice to meet you.
And that's our security officer, Coffee.
Hello, Coffee.
Hello, Coffee. She's very shy. Oh, she likes you. Good.
The chief security officer.
She knows you're a good guy. She let you in.
So there are quite a few people here. What's everyone doing?
So most of the people here, they are our engineering team. And people here is our marketing team.
This is the engineering team who's designing the product.
Yes, they are.
And these guys are getting the product out into the market.
Exactly.
So big engineering team. A lot of engineers go into a hardware wallet.
Exactly. Our core value is the engineering. So we keep a lot of people working on that.
Wow, very impressive. So Michael, show me what all the fuss is about. Show me how this wallet actually works.
Okay, so this is the wallet we create. We call it Coolwallets. And the very different thing about it, comparing with all other hardware wallet, is it's a credit card size and it's Bluetooth enabled device, so it works with both iOS and Android. So we shorten the entire transaction operation time from typically what you have with USB based wallet, 3 to 5 minutes, to only 10 seconds.
So let's just go back a little bit. So first of all, this works with an app and a phone, which is already quite unique, right? Because if I want to use my other wallets, and I'm not going to mention their names, but I have to take it into my laptop.
Correct.
So now you've got a wallet that actually works with the phone.
Yes.
So do I need to download an app?
Yes, we have developed our own native iOS and Android app, which gives a very unique experience where you have previously laptop software wallet. You have to download them and open a laptop and open the software, and then turn on the Wi-Fi and plug in the USB.
So it takes 5 minutes to execute a transaction if you're lucky.
Right.
Now, how does this work with the mobile phone?
Okay, let me give you a very quick demo.
Sure.
Okay, let's say let's use Ripple, for example.
My favorite token.
Okay, first you open the CoolBIT app, and then copy an address, and then paste the address you're sending to, and choose the address you're sending from. Let's say we got to send in 1 Ripple, and then turn on the Coolwallets card. Then press next.
Now the Bluetooth is talking to each other, so the phone is talking to the card.
Correct.
So I'm going to confirm it.
No.
Now it's asking for your Face ID.
Now it recognizes my face. Now the app is sending the transaction detail to the card to make the transaction.
Okay.
Okay.
Now press confirm.
You press the confirm on the card. And again, okay. You'll see once you press the button to confirm the transaction signature is being sent to the phone, then broadcasted to the blockchain.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Okay, I have a whole lot of questions for you.
Okay.
The battery lasts 3 weeks. What happens if I lose my wallet?
If you lose your wallet, it's same as every other hardware wallet. You recover
using the seed.
Using the seed, yes.
So you've basically created a wireless wallet that talks to a cell phone via Bluetooth and is as secure. Is it as secure?
It's even more secure because what we do here is what we call 2+1 authentication.
Mm-hmm.
The card itself only recognizes the user's own phone. If it's your phone, then it wouldn't talk to your phone.
Phone, card, and face.
Phone, card, and the face, correct.
And that makes it so secure.
Yes.
Now, how many of these wallets have you distributed already?
Okay, by the end of last year, we already sold 100,000 units worldwide.
And what's the plan to distribute them further?
Okay, by the end of next year, we're going to distribute 2 million of the cards.
Okay, you're talking big numbers here. What partnerships are you talking about?
Okay, we are partnering with, for example, SBI Holdings. They are actually the Japanese biggest financial groups with 3 million high net worth individuals trading daily. They're going to shift those customers towards crypto using our cards.
What other partnerships are you talking about?
Okay, so we also partner with first Shapeshift. Through Shapeshift, people are going to be able to trade on our hardware wallets without opening an account or knowing who we are trading with.
Yeah, because it's a decentralized exchange.
Yeah, correct. That's one. And the second one is Joiso, a hybrid decentralized Ethereum-based token exchange, which offers the same functionality, except it's for tokens, but Shapeshift is for chains, coins. Yeah. And another integration is with MetaCert.
So using MetaCert, you can actually alert someone before they send the tokens that they're sending it to a fraudulent address.
Correct.
Now, you mentioned something to me earlier on. You mentioned about peer-to-peer trading without an exchange, just using the hardware wallet. How does that work?
Okay, so by integrating with Joiso, we essentially enable people trading from one hardware wallet to another hardware wallet without knowing each other and without having to open an account or making a deposit to a third party. That's a lot of risk involved.
Sure. So you're enabling